really late right now actually, but I really had the urge to come here and talk to you girls because I feel like y'all need to hear this message. I'm gonna do my best. Ooh, I'm gonna do my best to look at the camera because I keep having the urge to look at myself. So today I was kind of praying on what message I should share today because I knew that I wanted to come on here today, and I had a message in mind, but because I was talking to someone about this and I was so passionate about it, but for some reason that message I was just like, no. But today I met this man, and he is what I would call a bad boy. So a bad boy is the kind of men or boys that we're typically attracted to when we are in our wounded feminine energy. These are the guys that are constantly posting themselves shirtless. They need validation from multiple women. They might have commitment issues. Their looks really get them by, things like that. They might not be good with communication, avoidant attachment style, things like that. The ones that are like, can I come over, stuff like that, you know. And I think it is so important to get the ick from these guys when you are leveling up, when you're embodying your divine feminine energy. So today I wanted to talk to you girls about leveling up your standards. So like I said, today I encountered a bad boy. First thing was he asked to come over. In our first conversation, to me that's an immediate red flag. If a man asks you to come over in your first conversation, run, okay? And then he sent me a picture of himself, and I was expecting a picture of his face. He sent me a picture of his body. I mean, his face was in it, but he had his abs out, his pecs out, all this stuff. And he's a very attractive man, but for me, by the way he was texting and the picture he was sending me and all those things together, I was just like, okay, he's not my husband. And I feel like this is such an important thing to this is such an important standard to start having, right? Because even if you're in a relationship, evaluate your relationship. If your man is doing something that doesn't sit right with your body, doesn't sit right with your heart, your spirit, ask yourself, is this something my husband would do? And with that information, decide whether a conversation needs to be had or the relationship needs to end and you need to make space for your husband, right? So when you are, let me see what's the right way to say this. When you are doing your inner work and you are starting to embody your divine feminine energy, like I said, a big part of this is getting ick from low level behavior, right? You will start to not be attracted to the bad boys. You might be attracted to them physically. That's kind of where I'm at right now. You know, we're always doing our inner work. Inner work is a lifelong process. You're always going to be doing inner work. So for me personally, I might still physically be attracted to the bad boys, but as soon as I talk to them, I'm like, oh no, you're not my husband, you gotta go. Like as soon as I see the first red flag, I run. And the old me, the wounded feminine version of me, would have been like, oh my god, he's so fine. I see a red flag, it's okay, I can fix him. And that's a big problem that wounded feminine, I don't want to say women because some men are also in their wounded feminine, but us women that are in our wounded feminine, that's a big thing that we experience. We think, oh, we can fix them. And wanting to help someone is completely fine. That is why I'm here tonight with you girls, because I want to help you. I want my energy to come through the screen and just hug you. I want to help you level up, and I want to help you with your inner work. But we are not fixing people, okay? You cannot fix someone when you are in a wounded space. All right? Even when you've embodied your divine feminine energy. Oh, this is Jillian, by the way. Hi, Jill. You're not gonna want to be fixing people because the divine feminine just doesn't have time for that. You will be able to help people from your overflow. It will not take anything out of you. And I feel like when we're in our wounded feminine and we are fixing these guys, it makes us more attached to them because we've put work into them. And when you've put work into something, you become very attached to it. You see it in a different light, right? So you're not Bob the Builder. You do not need to build a man. You do not need to fix a man, okay? You need to make space for your husband, for your dream man. So I want you to do this little exercise whether you're in a relationship or you are dating. Think about the things that this man is doing. Is that what your husband would be doing? If he's leaving you on red for hours, is that something your husband would do? If he's constantly trying to come over and not plan dates, is that something your husband would do, right? If he's not respecting your boundaries, is that something your husband would do? If he's not buying you flowers, is that something your husband would do? You want to start to really get familiar with the bare minimum. So the bare minimum would be a providing man, a gentleman. This is such a big thing. A gentleman. I cannot stand a man who is aggressive to me. You need to be gentle to me to get through to me, okay? So a provider, a gentleman, a loving man, a man that really cares about you. I feel like that is the bare minimum. Some romance in there, you know, the flowers and stuff, and then start to outline your specific standards and stick to them. Don't let anybody ever tell you that your standards are too high, because there are billions of men in this world and someone will match your standards. I'd rather wait and have someone that matches my standards than settle for someone that does below the bare minimum, okay? I'd rather be with my husband. I'd rather wait and be with my husband, have the longevity of that relationship, than stick with the dusties, than just be with someone to be with someone, right? So that is a standard that I have. If I feel you are not my husband, if I feel you're not my husband, I will not waste my time on you. And that is not to say that I need to marry the next person I'm with. No, I don't have that expectation, because I just let it be. I just let it flow. If we're meant to get married, then we're meant to get married. If we're not, then we're not. But I have this standard that I need to see myself marrying you in order to be with you. I'm not just dating to just date, okay? I hope that makes sense. Ooh. So is he husband material? Is he doing what your husband would do, right? We are looking for our husbands. Level up your standards. And when you start to level up your standards, and say no to that low level behavior, you start to create energetic boundaries. And these energetic boundaries will be felt by the majority of people. There will still be some who slip through the cracks, but when you start to say no to low level behavior and you create energetic boundaries, you will start attracting these high value men. You will start attracting men in their divine masculine energy, because your energy, your energetic boundaries are saying yes to this behavior. Yes to the providers. Yes to the romantic dates. Yes, 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 yes to the divine masculine. That is what your body's saying yes to. That is what your energy's saying yes to. Yes to princess. Yes to queen treatment. That is what your body is saying yes to when you level up your standards in this way. Really practice getting the ick with low level behavior, right? For me, I get the ick when men ask to come over. I get the ick when men ask to come over. Why are you asking me to come over? Like, what? What about planning a date? I will not go out with a man if he does not plan a date. That is just my standard now, right? I get the ick with that. I get the ick when I can see that a man needs validation from many women, because I have this standard, and I was talking with my mom about it, and she couldn't understand the standard. The standard is, I will not get into a relationship with a man that needs to talk to multiple women in the talking stage. why is this? So most men, excuse me, most men that feel the need to talk to multiple women in the talking stage cannot validate themselves. They need that outside validation from multiple women at a time. They don't have the power yet to validate themselves, which is why it is so important to be with a man that is secure in himself and that can validate himself. Because when you are with a man that's insecure and cannot validate himself, he will always seek that validation from other women. Even when the talking stage is over, if you do talking stages, and you get in a relationship now, how long will it take for him to get bored with you? How long will it take for him to need the validation from other women again? Because he's so used to having validation from other women 24/7. This is why men cheat. Some men. He's so used to having that validation from other women, and now he's only getting it from you, and he doesn't have the power to get it from himself. He's going to seek that validation now. So that is why I don't date men who need validation from other women. I don't date men who need to be in a talking stage with someone all the time, who need to be messing with someone all the time, because that just shows me that they're not secure in themselves yet. And that is okay, but I am not available for that. I am available for a man who is sexually disciplined, for a man that is secure in himself, that gets his validation from within, who doesn't need that outside validation, right? So never try to be with a man that was insecure. I remember in my past relationship, I knew my partner was very insecure, but I was in my wounded feminine. So I was like, I can fix him. I can make him feel loved. And I was doing it from a place of love. Like, I want to fix him. But that is not my job. It is not my job to fix people. I help people who want to be helped. That is what I enjoy doing, right? You cannot fix someone who doesn't realize that they need help at all, right? So because he wasn't secure in himself, we always run into problems in our relationship, right? I could never do enough because he couldn't get that validation from himself. If someone can't validate themselves, they can never be fulfilled, right? There is not enough validation in the world that will make them actually feel fulfilled. They always need distractions, but they still feel that void deep down. So we are dating men, we are marrying men who are secure in themselves, who know who they are, who have the confidence, right? We are over the insecure men. We're not Bob the Builder. We're not fixing men, right? We are building with men. I really want you women to understand that. I want you to know that you deserve a man that you can build with, right? Even if you're in a relationship now, please know that you do not have to settle for any behavior. You get to outline your standards, and you get to have a man of those standards. You get to have a man that meets those standards. You get to have a man that loves you, that cares for you, that pampers you. You get to have a man that honors you. Another thing, I live in the US, right? And I feel like a lot of men here, not all men of course, but I see, especially in my generation, I've seen it a lot where I live particularly. And what's so crazy is as I've up-leveled, as I've gotten more into my divinity, this has changed, right? Now I'm meeting higher value men. But I noticed a lot with women here, the men, what was I gonna say? I just took myself off on a tangent. What was I gonna say? What's it? Okay, the men here, or okay, sorry. I see this on social media actually. I don't experience this anymore because I've shifted past this and I'm not available for this anymore. But I see this like on comments on videos. I'd be like, oh my god, that was such a great video. Like, that's a great example of a man. And I start reading the comments and they're like, oh, you're a simp if you spoil your girl. You're a simp if you treat her like this. She's using you, da 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 da. And or like, I could never provide for a woman, I could never do this for a woman, I could never treat her this way. And or what is she doing in return for you? What is she bringing to the table? Oh my goodness, I hear people talk about this all of the time on social media. What does she bring to the table? If a man asks you that question, run. Because as a divine feminine being, you are bringing you to the table, your energy. A real man or a real masculine, because not all men resonate with the divine masculine, right? Some women resonate with the divine masculine. So whatever gender, it doesn't matter. You're a real masculine is going to value being in your energy, because as a divine feminine, your energy is so healing. Your energy is so inspiring. Your energy is so motivating. Your energy is so nurturing. It is so freaking valuable that is all he needs. That is all he needs to provide for you. That is all he needs to care for you, right? That is all he needs to support you mentally, physically, monetarily, right? He will naturally want to cater to you because your energy is so valuable. That is what you bring, right? That is what you bring into the relationship, right? Your beautiful, divine, feminine energy. And a real masculine is going to honor that. He's not going to be like, okay, what can you do for me in return? That is the number one way to see that a man is in his wounded masculine, when he's asking you things in return, right? So especially if they're sexual things. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. But yes, if a man, say, pays for your dinner and he's expecting something in return, that is a wounded masculine man, because he is not honoring your divinity, right? A man and or even a woman, whatever it may be, in their divine masculine energy has sexual discipline. They are not needing for the deed all the time. They can be celibate, and they can respect you, and they can pour into you and receive your beautiful energy. It's a give and receive type thing. So as a divine feminine, you get to receive, but it is also okay to give. And this divine masculine will want to give to you when you are in your divine feminine, right? So if a man is always doing stuff under the condition that you need to do things in return, leave, right? He is in his wounded masculine. And that is not to say that you can't do anything for your man. You can definitely do stuff for your man. You can treat your man well. You can get him gifts. You can do acts of service for him. Whatever feels good for your body, whatever feels good in your heart, do it. But ladies, I do not want you to feel obligated to do things for a man because he did something for you, right? I don't want you to feel obligated to give your body to a man just because he did something for you, all right? When you are in your divine feminine energy, men will naturally want to give to you. Even men that you're not in a relationship with. So I noticed when I first got into my divine feminine energy, like really did the inner work and really started embodying my goddess. Your goddess energy is when you have fully embodied your divine feminine. Your light feminine and your dark feminine have come together and you're in your goddess energy. And you've also balanced your masculine, right? Because everyone has feminine energy and masculine energy, and there needs to be a balance. And a balance is not necessarily 50-50. So most people, they either have their divine essence leads more to the feminine, the divine feminine, or the divine masculine. So for me, my divine feminine is more dominant, but I still have masculine. So there needs to be a balance between the two. So for some people, that might be 80% feminine, 20 masculine, 70% masculine, 30 feminine. Whatever works for you, whatever is your balance, that is when you're going to feel the best. That is when you're going to attract the best. So I noticed when I truly got into my goddess energy, my divine feminine energy, men just gave to me because they just felt so honored to be in my presence, right? Men who I've never gone on dates with, never even entertained really, were doing these acts of service for me, were buying gifts for me. So one example was my friend. I've known him since 8th grade. We've never been in a relationship. We've never really flirted. We don't even speak much. Like, I cannot remember the last time we've spoken, right? He sent me randomly, super randomly, out of the blue, he sent me some items from Skims. Or Skim? It's Skims. Oh my goodness, it's Skims. Oh my gosh, please ignore that. But yes, he sent me some items from Skims because he was like, you deserve it. Masculines will just naturally start to do stuff like that for you once you start to embody your divine feminine energy. I remember this one day, so the charging port in my car for some reason doesn't work for my charger, but it works for some other things, right? So I was out and about and my phone was dying, right? And I was gonna meet with one of my friends because he wanted to give me something. We ended up not meeting, but he was like, okay, go to the gas station, I'm gonna send you some money on Cash App and you can just buy a charger with that. I get a charger, he sends me the money, he pays for my charger, right? He pays for my charger that day. Then I go looking for a Starbucks to charge my phone because that's like, I know there's gonna be outlets there because people go to Starbucks to study and stuff like that. So I went there, not even with the intention of getting anything there. I just wanted to charge my phone. This man comes up to me, he's like, are you all right? And I was so confused. I'm like, yeah, I'm looking for someone to charge my phone. He's like, okay, let me get you a drink, right? And I was like, oh, okay. This man, complete stranger, gets me in my drink. He gets me a drink. What does he want in return? Nothing. Completely nothing. He helps me find an outlet, for one, because when I came in there, for some reason I couldn't find one. So I was leaving when he approached me. He helps me find an outlet. He gives me my favorite drink. He talks for me for a few and he was like, well, I just wanted to get you this drink because I wanted to make sure that you have a good day, because I couldn't tell if you were having a good day or not, right? So he got this drink for me because he wanted to brighten my day. He didn't want anything in return. He just wanted to see my smile. My friend that sent me the dress and the bodysuit from Skims, he didn't need anything in return, right? I feel like there's another example that I'm missing. Yeah, there's probably a couple of examples that I'm missing, but the point is, when you start to embody your divine feminine, men will start to pour into you and give to you just to see you radiate your divine feminine. That excites them, just to see your appreciation. They won't need anything else in return like the bad boys would, like the wounded masculines, like the dusties, like the little boys would, right? They don't need anything in return. They just want to see your goddess energy. They just want to see that smile. Do I have any other points? Y'all, I'm just letting God speak through me right now. I have no notes, no anything. I'm just trying to make sure that everything that wanted to come out has come out. I think so. So I'm going to conclude this video and probably go to bed because it's pretty late. I hope you beautiful, gorgeous women have an amazing day, night, whatever it is. I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye.